Welcome to, can you hear me? Yes. Welcome to a very special press conference here at the Monster Energy Grand Prix of Catalonia. And some of the reveal has now already been made, but a really great occasion for everyone on the stage today. Some very exciting news. And to kick us off from the Moto GP side, it'll be Carlos Espeleta. And we're also, of course, joined by Poncharal, Gunther Steiner, and Richard Coleman. Welcome, all of you. Carlos, if you'll get us underway.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's a very special and emotional announcement for everybody in the MotoGP family today. I think words can't really explain how important Hervé is and continues to be for the sport. Having been here longer than most of the people that are still in the paddock, but also having really provided so much of the ground where we stand here now, having developed one of the most successful teams, which continues its success till now. And before Hervé makes the announcement, I'm sure that Hervé is going to be with us for a very, very long time, but I really wanted to thank everything that Hervé has done for the sport, for the riders, for the teams, and for the business. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos.
I feel like there was a small gap for applause there, but no one went for it. I'm sure everyone echoes those thoughts. So, Hervé, to do the honours and officialise this announcement and the occasion, what have you got to tell us?
Yeah, as I quite often said, nothing lasts forever. And, I've been thinking for quite a while about, the day I will have to give a new direction to my life. This is, as Carlos said, a very emotional moment for sure, because basically when you are in MotoGP, you live MotoGP. Your life is MotoGP, and everything else is details. So you don't close this chapter, or you don't, go to live another life very easily, because this is a strong addiction, and I think everybody in this room is aware of this addiction. And although sometimes we complain, too many races, too many that or that, but we love it. And this is where we belong. So I still belong to this paddock. And every morning when I come, and almost everyone, shaking heads, hugging you, this is your family, and this is my family. So yes, this is emotional. But also, when you have a child, and this child is healthy, you want that child to continue, to live and to grow and to be successful. And at some stage, you need to pass the baton, as you say, I think, in English. So I've been thinking for quite a while how to do it, who to do it with. And we met a few people, since especially, Liberty Media came and is now, running together with Donna the championship. There were, of course, more interest, more people talking and asking you, what are you planning? And one of them, and the winner is is Gunther Steiner, because I have to say that in the beginning, I was a bit scared of him, because if you look at him, you think he's going to punch you, So I was a bit scared to talk and meet him. But honestly, I've found a very human person. I found somebody who is very much listening to what you want, who cares about you and what you've done. And I think we are not exactly the same, but we still have a lot of things in common. So therefore, I decided to transfer and to sign a protocol with Gunther, and we have decided to. I will run the company until the end of 25. And from the 1st of January 26, everything will be in Gunther and Richard's hands. We are planning to do something together through 2026. But this is the main news. I'm going to finish that 25, and from 26, Gunther and Richard will be, leading that company. If they need me, I will be there. But also, what I want to say to reassure all our people, all our partners, is the company is going to remain based where it is with our facilities. It's going to use our logistic. And 100% of the staff and riders, some of them are here. Welcome, Maverick.
Perfect timing.
And I just want, I told them already, but I want to tell them, and maybe Gunther is going to explain that too, that everything is safe. 26 is going to be running exactly as it could have been, even if I wouldn't have done any deal. So, what else? I'm not going to be too long, but, we have time or not?
Always time for you, always.
No, but motorcycle is the love of my life, and I am very gifted, and we could live our passion, make it a business, and have a wonderful life. But before I end, I want to thank somebody who's been so important, I think, for the MotoGP paddock, but even maybe more for me personally. He's a friend, he's a mentor, and he's the person I've learned so much about, and I enjoy so much sharing sometimes funny moments, sometimes serious moments, and that person is Mr. Carmelo Espeleta. So, Tech3 wouldn't be what is Tech3 today without Carmelo Espeleta. The MotoGP paddock wouldn't be, and goosebumps. Yes, this is also what life is bringing you. To meet very, very special people, and the one I will always remember is Carmelo Espeleta. Everybody else too, but he's number one. So that's it. Otherwise, I'm gonna cry.
No, us too. So perfect segue then. Meeting people. The paddock is about to meet 2 more of them in MotoGP. So Gunther, we'll move on to you to talk about this project. You're interested in it. Take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much, and hello to everyone. A lot of people don't know me, but first I want to thank Hervé for the trust in giving his baby, as he called it himself, to us, to me. Because for me, I'm in motorsport a long time. It's my first time with 2 wheels and not 4 wheels, but live and learn. I have a lot to learn. I know that. I'm very conscious of that. I'm always honest about that. And, for me, this was just when I left Formula One end of 23. I was looking around what to do next. I've got a few things going on. I always loved MotoGP. I never had time to enjoy it because I was working. And once I got to Austin last year, I came up with the idea this would be an interesting project, and I started to look around to speak with people what is possible. And at some stage, I met Hervé. As I said, we got on from our first meeting. Even he says he was afraid of me. He wasn't afraid of me. He's not afraid of anyone. So we got on and we talked. And then again, obviously, I had to tell Hervé what he said. The team will stay where it is. The team will continue his legacy. Why would I change something which works? It's like we want to learn, and we want to have Hervé along us next year to get as much of his experience. There's not many people in this paddock which have got the experience of Hervé. And we want to drain him, basically. He will not be bored next year. I promised him that one because he's worried that he gets bored. I said, no, we're going to drain you. Next year, you'll be a much smaller Hervé because we take everything out of you, what you put in there the last
I'm not that fat, huh?
No, but you still have something to take out still, No, we just want to continue. There is all in place. Thanks to Hervé and Dorna, the Espeleta family, everything's in place for next year. So I think we got very lucky, but we know we need to work hard to keep it as it is. It's not like that I say, everyone says, what do you want to do different? In the moment, nothing. I just want to learn for a year. That is what I want to do different. And then we can see if we need to do something different, we progress, you know. So we just want to continue the success story of Tech3. Therefore, it was never discussed to change name or anything. When Hervé said, yeah, I want to keep the name. Why would I change it? You know, it's a good name. It has got a good history. So we just want to continue where we are. And as like Hervé, I would like to thank as well Mr. Carmelo Espeleta and Mr. Carlos Espeleta on this way, you know, because it was just like, and they actually told me, you know, if we let you in my words, don't fuck it up, you know, basically, you know, so, and that's what I have to look out now with Richard, that we not get it wrong, you know, so, but I had to promise that to Carmelo and Carlos that we continue what is there, because MotoGP, it's a great sport. Not only my opinion, because my opinion doesn't count anyway, but in the people's opinion, because it's 100,000 millions watching it on TV, you know, so we need to make sure that we continue the good story and we make MotoGP what it deserves, you know, being big and getting bigger, you know, that's my opinion, and we will try to help to do that, and again, hopefully you guys get to know us in the next month, next year, because as Hervé said, he will be responsible for the team in 2025. We will take over in 2026. Hervé will be around with us. He will introduce me to a lot of you guys, because a lot of you I don't know. But for sure in the next month, we will meet more. And, you know, if you need anything from us, let us know. I hope you support us, you know, because we want to build on what Hervé set up, which is very good. And with that one, thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Just a quick word. I would like to thank Maverick, Viñales, Enya, Bastianini, Jacob Holstone, and Valentin Perront for joining us. And it's good you are here and you can listen, you know,
I'm not sure Renee caught it all.
Yeah. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for being
coming.
here.
Yeah, to take time. Yeah.
So obviously, Richard, we'll hear from you as well. To explain a little bit then, fill in the context, Hervé, you'll transition into sort of a consultant in the...
sort of.
Incredible phrasing. You'll be drained dry next year, apparently. And then Gunther, you'll be the CEO of Tech3. And Richard, you'll join as the team principal from next year. So we'll hand over to you for some thoughts from your side.
Thanks very much. So Gunther and I have kind of worked on and off together on various projects over the last 10 years. And as Gunther said, sort of 18 months ago or so, we started exploring MotoGP. And it's been a bit of a journey over the last sort of year and a half. But Hervé's been a fantastic counterparty in our dealings in the last few months, and we're very, very excited about the opportunity, but we also approach it with a huge amount of humility. There's 11 teams competing, and we're just one of those teams. Gunther and I have got a lot to learn, as he said. We're not two-wheeled men, and very much at the moment we're outsiders. But next year's a transitional year in MotoGP in a lot of ways. Obviously a big regulatory change for 27. So hopefully by sort of this time next year, we'll be more insider than outsider. Yeah, we're really excited about the task ahead.
Thank you very much. So if anyone has anything else to add, speak now. Otherwise, we'll move on to questions from the floor. Okay, so who's first up from this incredibly packed house here?
Simon Patterson from the race. A question for Gunther and one for Hervé. Gunther, what do you expect to be the biggest challenges of coming into MotoGP and learning to be a team boss in a whole new format of racing? And Hervé, what do you think Gunther's biggest challenges are going to be? You have the experience.
I think my biggest challenge is to learn as quick as possible what is going on here. As I said, you know, and as Richard said as well, we approach this with humility. We know there's a lot of good people here. I always, whenever I do something new, first I need to learn, and then I know my challenges. In the moment, if I would say this is my biggest challenge, I don't know them yet. You know, my biggest challenge is to learn to see what is the biggest challenge. It sounds maybe a little bit confusing, but it's not the first time I confuse people. You know, so in the end, that is what I have to do. And you know, I learned a lot when I moved to the United States to open up a NASCAR team where I didn't know anything about NASCAR, and I got there and I said, the first 6 months, I just want to learn. You know, I just want to see. And I got the advantage here that I've got Hervé on our side, you know, as a consultant, you know. So hopefully I'm quicker than 6 to 8 months, but I give myself a good time.
Simon, can you Ask me your question again.
What do you think is going to be Gunther's biggest challenges?
So what is going
What do you think what his biggest challenges are going to be?
to cope with me? No. You know, everything I have always done, I did it with all my energy, all my passion, and this is going to be the same, you know. And what I'm looking for, you know, is to work with both Gunther and Richard. And although this won't be my company anymore, I will act and behave and push like if it is still my company. I have no doubt, you know, Gunther and Richard, they are clever persons. They know motorsport. At the end of the day, this is not. If you have passion, if you love people, if you love the sport, if you're open to listen, this is not a mission impossible. And they are, you know, they got everything what it takes to be successful. So I've got no doubt, you know.
Yeah, hi, Adam Wheeler for Motorsport Magazine. A question for Gunther and for Richard. Can you explain where and how you see the growth potential for MotoGP? Assuming that's why you're stepping into the series right now?
Well, I see. I mean, the growth potential is everywhere. I mean, I think that the biggest potential is to bring it to more people. You know, that more people watch it. It's a very exciting sport. If you look at it, you know, the racing which is going on, it's a man and a machine and man against man. You know, it's when you watch a race, there is very seldom a boring moment. So I think the potential is there. It's just like more people need to be aware of it. You know how exciting it is, and that will happen. I mean, that happened up to now. I mean, there's not like a lot of people is watching it, and I think it is the potential is also to grow it in countries where in the moment is not this present, like in the United States, but there is a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I think pre-Liberty closing, the sport was already growing. I mean, record attendances, TV numbers up, etc. So we just sort of see Liberty as an accelerator of that. And as Gunther said, you know, perhaps the championship is slightly overweight to certain parts of the world, and I think that's obviously going to change in the thesis that Liberty have, but we very much see Liberty as the sort of accelerator. And also, just to be clear, sort of Gunther and I were fully committed to MotoGP, regardless of whether the Liberty transaction closed or not. You know, we believed in MotoGP, full stop.
David Emmett, Paddock Pass podcast over here. A question for both Gunther and Richard. Well, two questions. Firstly, did this process start before the Liberty takeover of Dorna even start? And secondly, you've both been successful in Formula One. Why not another project in Formula One, but rather start a new project in MotoGP?
The first question, yes, we started with this one before Liberty was involved in this one. As Richard just said before, this was not depending on Liberty or not. You know, for us, we saw potential in this one. And second question, why not another project in Formula One? First of all, I would say this is something I always looked at and never had time. And, you know, it was interesting. I think Formula One is at the stage I've done it, you know, been there long enough, you know, so do something new. I always like new challenges. You know, I said before, I moved to the States to open up a NASCAR team, you know, while I was in Formula One. So it is not, Formula One is not the, it's fantastic Formula One, but it's not the only thing you can do in motorsport, or the only thing you want to do, because you always, I always like challenges in my life to do something new, because when we started, I thought, do you think I can make this happen? And we made it happen.
Yeah, I think just further to that echoing what Gunther said about the Liberty transaction, but you know, also in terms of you know, Gunther's had quite a few offers and bits and bobs in Formula One, but I think like we've both been in environments where we've had strained relationships with people we've worked with or whatever else, and I think we just wanted to do something that was very much on our terms that we had full control over. So I think, you know, looking at like a 5-year horizon, we're pretty excited as what we think we can do in this paddock. I mean, like I said, we approach that with total humility, and we're going to take a while to learn, but we don't want to just make up the numbers. So we had to look at a project that we thought we'd ultimately be able to succeed in the long term. And
then I met Hervé, and I didn't get away anymore from it. You know?
Hi, Dimitris Diatsidis from Greek TV. A question for Hervé. Hervé, you've been a key person in this paddock. Which was your best and which was your worst time as a team principal?
When you met me, was the best.
No, I would say the best moment, you know, when you're racing, you want to be competitive. And I have the pleasure and the honor to have Olivier Jacques in this room. So for sure, when you win a world title, this is something that happens not so often in your life. And when we won that championship in 2000 in Phillip Island with Olivier Jacques, French rider, French team, at the finale for 14,000 of a second, that gave us also the possibility to move up to the top class, which was at that time the 500cc class. So that was for sure one of the best moments, if it's not the best moment. The worst moment, and this is why I also want to thank all the authorities involved in MotoGP for having worked so much on the safety. The worst moment was, I remember, and I don't like to talk too much about that, it's going to be short, but I was in Suzuka, and when there was this nasty accident where we lost our dear friend, Daijiro Kato, and I was next to Carmelo when we heard the news, and that is a moment together with what happened also to Marco Simoncelli, of course. I was there also, Carmelo was there also next to me. So this is moment you cannot explain, This is moments where sometimes you say, what do I do, here, You question yourself. But the last thing I want to say about that is I always remember Carmelo was shaken and he told everyone, we will never come back here unless they remove the wall. And a lot of people doubt. And some people told me, we will come back because there will be pressure. And Carmelo never, we never came back there. And I think we work so much for the safety. And this is one of the things I'm the most proud of, on circuit, banning circuit with not a runoff area, work on everything, air fences, but not only that, work on the safety with the riders' equipment. And we've done an incredible work, and I think this is, I believe, all of us, what we should be the most proud. And the work is still ongoing, but now we can enjoy the show without having, this Damocles sword on the top of your head. So this was for sure the worst moment.
Hello, gentlemen. This is Frank Weying from Ziggo Sport in the Netherlands. First of all, thank you for everything, Hervé, and I think I speak for most of us saying that we will miss you, although you will be here next year, I'm sure. Two questions for you, Gunther. First of all, when you got into this paddock, the MotoGP paddock, what was for you the biggest difference compared to Formula One? And my second question is, what should MotoGP never adopt from Formula One?
4 wheels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's all about wheels. The first one, there's only 2 wheels and not 4, and that's, as I said, we shouldn't put 4 wheels on the bikes, So
it's
no,
very
without a quick answer, no. No, the biggest surprise. I mean, actually, we were welcomed here. In Formula One, obviously, Formula One is more pressure. There is pressure here as well, but it's more the sporting pressure. In Formula One, there's a lot of politics, and you guys know what's going on there. And how we were welcomed, I was surprised, because we are outsiders, so I'm an outsider, to be honest, in here. And I was welcomed, which is very strange because I'm not welcomed everywhere. What we should not adopt from Formula One, I would not go one-to-one specific because every sport has got his own story to tell or his own way to go, So, and I don't think, because a lot of people now maybe are thinking because Liberty took over, it will copy-paste Formula One. I don't think they will do it because the Dorna, the Speletta family is still running this business and they know what is important to MotoGP. They don't need to go and copy someone else, because they can write their own story. There is enough ingredients here to make your own story, and enough good people here to make your own story. You don't have to go out there and say, oh, let's do how we do it there. No, you always have to look what other sports doing, but not only Formula One. There's a lot of other sports you can learn from. I learned a lot from in entertainment, in sport, in America from the stick and ball sports, how to bring the fans closer to it. You have to look at everywhere, but it's not like that you can go, oh, let's pick this from Formula One and do it here, because there's no need for it. MotoGP can do their own thing and be very successful. Or they are already very successful. You know, they didn't wait for me to be successful. They will be, they are successful and will be even more successful. And obviously, as we said before, Liberty for sure will help with that one because they're an American company. They know sport entertainment, and they will bring things to the fans here, which the fans will enjoy.
Celia Rulle for Speed Week. My question is to Gunther. So are there maybe still some things in terms of the extreme growth Formula One has been experiencing in the last couple of about years that you've been a part of, obviously, that you could transfer to MotoGP that might go into this extreme growth soon, hopefully? And could you maybe also be kind of a person who is a link between the two racing series in the future, as you know both worlds?
Yeah, I think I for sure will be a link between them. As you said, Formula One was long my only thing. You know, I'm still doing some TV work, as you maybe know. You know, because obviously you're German, so you can. Sometimes I do work for German TV. So yeah, there is a link there between, and I know a lot of people there. So it's always good to have both views. And you know, what can be done to make the sport bigger? As I said before, I don't think anybody needs to go and copy F1 what was done. You need to look, analyze what was done, what worked, what not. You know, all the stuff that they did with social media to make that growth in Formula One. I mean, we never have to forget that Formula One got also a little bit lucky in an unlucky moment of us in the COVID time. You know, it was the worst time in my life, the COVID time. But for Formula One was a good time because Formula One was very good to react and go back live sport. And a lot of people were just waiting for something live. And they watched it and kept on watching it, you know. So we never have to forget how it all happened as well. But for sure, Dorna knows all that. But I think on how to bring it to people, there is a lot of potential there. And it's already happening now that is done.
Hi guys, to your right at the end, Thomas Beaujard from Moto Magazine. Welcome, gentlemen, to the MotoGP paddock. It's a question for you, Hervé. You started Tech3 with 3 people at the beginning of the 90s with Bernard Martignac and Guy Coulon, and you brought it to a company that is more than 40 people strong. Sorry, I'm a bit emotional too. How proud are you from this journey and looking back at this development? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thomas, for the question. And I don't like so much the word proud, so I don't want to use proud, but I am feeling so gifted because this is true, as I said, you know, the first time I rode a bicycle, I fell in love with this machine. Then it was a moped, then it was a motorcycle, and I started to, you know, to race, and I understood my life was going to be linked to this vehicle. But then to live, you know, and to you know, to be part of this world was incredibly difficult for me. And then, you know, I don't want to tell you the whole story because it's going to be lasting until Sunday night. So basically, you know, life is giving you opportunities. And what I would like to say, more than talking about me, is if you believe in your dreams, anybody, follow them. If you strongly believe in them, seize any opportunity. And there is no reason for not achieving your dreams. So I am very thankful to life, what it gave me. Gave me the possibility, as I said before, to live my life through my passion. And of course, you know, when your company is growing, and I think all of us, we know that, you know, it's like when you have a kid. You know, if some people are visiting you every 2 years, they say, wow, it changed a lot. But for sure, from being 3 to being about almost 60 people, this is a big change. But it came, you know, step by step, so you don't really realize. But sometimes when I look at old pictures, when I look at the old paddocks, when I was, you know, I even don't remember how it was. So, yeah, it is, yeah, I'm proud. I'm proud with what we did all together because you never do anything alone. You need all the people around you. And when I look back, this is a good feeling that you've done something that makes you happy, and through your adventure, you made a lot of people happy. And this is the feeling I have at the moment.
Yeah, sorry, Adam Wheeler. One more. Carlos, Dorna in the past have already seemed to be very supportive of the teams. Do you think there's like a new era coming up for what you expect from the teams, what the teams expect from the organization with the changes going on?
I mean, I think we will continue to be as supportive as we always have been. To us, in the 30 years that Dorna has been managing the sport, I think that one of the biggest priorities, as Hervé was saying, together with safety, has been sort of the sustainability of the teams and finding, making sure that the show on track and, when the riders go out there is as safe and also as entertaining as possible. And also from the business point of view, that the entrepreneurs that own the teams have a sustainable business. And I think that, the foundations that we've set are a big part of today's success. And that's why, I mean, it's no secret the value that the teams of MotoGP have built. And Hervé is, I think, one of the main actors in that. And we're now of course, a very interesting moment of the sport where there's huge expectation about the growth of MotoGP. We're in a very positive trajectory in many ways, and of course, welcoming Gunther into the paddock, it's incredibly special. We think that he has big shoes to fill because Hervé is an incredible personality. And what size are you? No. But I think that they approach it with the complete correct position. Tech3 has been amazingly successful in their years in all classes, but specifically in MotoGP. We're counting all the podiums and all the victories that they've had, and they also have for this year and next one of the strongest lineups on the grid. Maverick and Enea together combined have many more victories than a lot of other teams on the grid now. And first and foremost, they have Gunther's taken an excellent decision because they have a very solid team to learn from for this year and next. And then of course there's a lot of things happening, a lot of new things coming in 27, both on track and off. And our focus is to grow the sport to new audiences, to show everybody how amazing MotoGP is. And it's very easy because as soon as people watch it, you get hooked pretty quickly. And a lot of the growth that we're expecting from the championship is of course linked to the teams, to the promotion, to telling the stories about the humans in the paddock. And we think that Gunther and Richard are an incredibly solid team to do that. They have a lot of things to learn from Hervé, and the teams are of course going to be a pivotal a part of the growth of MotoGP, and we will continue to support them in any way we can, and they will continue to support the championship.
Excellent final essay there then. Okay, so a couple of housekeeping bits. You four gentlemen will now head to the broadcaster set for any broadcasters who do wish to interview you as well. And we will also like to conclude with a photo of the four of you on the stage for all of those here who want to cover this incredible story. So many thanks to all of you. You want the riders up as well?
Really should.
So you knew you shouldn't have come, guys. Now you're going to. So if we can welcome them, Maverick Vinales and Enea Bastianini. The MotoGP riders.
To meet you, which is the broken shoulder? I don't want to touch it.
Carlos.
Thanks for coming, Maverick.
They'll take the picture.
Okay, those first. Cool.
Thanks for coming, Enea. Thank you. Thank you.
¿Todo bien?
And Carmelo. Okay, yeah, my mic's back. So all of you on the stage. The height works better now. You've got the riders helping you out.
Thank you.
say thank you very much to all of our speakers and all those on the stage right now.
Thank you.
Thanks for our questions from the floor.
It was really good this morning.
Thanks for having me. Thank you, Thomas. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks to you.
Thank you.
We're together next year.
Qué bien,
also,
¿no? Un
you know.
retorno. Está bien, okay.
Oh, don't break him, you know. This is broken, you know, don't break him. Don't him.
Fix well.